guess I play semi-pro, right?
No, man, you worse. You Sunday league.
All right. Hello and welcome to the Sunday League podcast, brought to you by Small World Media, your place for all things fantasy baseball and MLB related content. As you can see, we got a small group with us today, just me
The
and
real
Cale
ones.
Davis holding down the fort tonight. But hey, we're about to get down and dirty and get into some nice topics.
We can grimy.
We got on deck the Angels waiving their whole team. We're going to get into some of the baby bombers, a.k.a. the New York Yankees. Probably the series of the year so far with the Braves and the Dodgers that we just saw. Harper collecting his 500th home run, and just how hot that whole Phillies team is in general. And then I also talk about how hot teams are. We also got the Orioles that seem like they have no quit in their system, and they seem legit. So how about we just jump right into it, Cale, and how about we get into the good old Angels as everybody likes to talk about them.
Yeah, as I said, I've kind of had a different viewpoint on Andrews this whole time because everybody was like trade Ohtani. I just don't see. I agree with them not trading them, even though everything's happening. And I just watched the interview or podcast with David Cohn.
Yeah,
and he was kind of on my side because talking about the injury, because that injury happened with the Angels, they have all the inside, like they have inside trading. So they know if he needs surgery, the extent of it, all that stuff. So it kind of, as much as it stinks, like it kind of worked out for him. Other than, did you see, even though they waived all their players because Randall Grichuk didn't get signed, they still over the tax.
Yeah,
that's just
that
perfect
was the
Angels.
point I was going to make. Yeah,
but like, I don't know. I hate it for Mike Trout. Like if I'm him, I'm not coming back this year. Like I'm talking about off the IL or anything, and I'm for sure asking for a trade.
Really?
I
know if you're Mike Trout, but us knowing Mike Trout, do you think he actually does it? You think his time is he's getting fed up finally, or what?
I just feel like, not to go off topic, but because I've always said I think he should, be like I not that he should be. I love when people are loyal.
Yeah.
But I can't stand LeBron because he left for Miami. I'm not saying he should ask for a trade to the Dodgers, but like a decent program, anything with the Angels. I feel like he's given his loyalness to them, and they've done everything wrong by him. Not by him, because dude's getting paid $500 million. But like if I don't know, I just don't see the Angels ever winning.
Yeah.
With their farm system, everything, like I don't see them winning the next 10 years. So yeah, I would like to see him play for a winning team.
Yeah.
But that's up. I mean, that's all to him.
Yeah. I think selfishly I would like to see that as well. But at the same time too, I don't know. I think he's just so much of a homebody, and he knows his family is comfortable where they're at right now. And I don't see him making that move for him in his career this late in his career. To say that too, I don't know. Maybe he believes that one day they'll turn it around, but I'm with you right there. I don't think they'll really turn it around, and if they don't, then he's going to be one of those guys that we're going to say, what if? He's going to be kind of like the
Ken Griffey Jr. and everyone.
Yeah, Ken Griffey Jr., Emmett Smith. I mean, was it Emmett Smith? No,
that's a running back for the Cowboys.
Yeah. Let's erase that. Let's start all over. Start all over. That just runs the whole podcast.
Yeah.
No, Ozzie Smith. The running back for the Lions for all those
Barry
years.
Sanders.
Barry Sanders. Thank you,
Yeah.
Barry Sanders. Yes. Well, this podcast
you
has
hit
gone
with a curveball.
Yeah, Emmett Smith, isn't he like one of the greatest all time?
I think he won like six Super Bowls.
Oh well, that's why we're a baseball podcast,
exactly.
not football. But anyways, so talking about the Angels and waiving their team, let's actually get into the players that they did waive. that they put on the waiver claims, I should say. And we saw Giolito go to Cleveland. We saw Ronaldo Lopez also go to Cleveland.
Matt Moore.
And Matt Moore also went to Cleveland, right? So I think that was kind of surprising to me. I don't know if it really stemmed from Cleveland. I think they swept the Twins this past week, or they at least won the series. I know that for sure.
I know they won the series.
And maybe that they were just seeing a little kink in the armor of the Twins and just saying, hey, we can get these guys kind of roughly for free. I mean, they are going to have to pick up their salaries and everything, which isn't too much for all of them. But, I mean, they basically got all these guys for free, and they reloaded their pitching staff with getting Gio. Hopefully he can kind of come back to kind of the White Sox Gio at least. I mean, we saw a really bad side of him in L.A. Ronaldo Lopez, I mean, he tops out at 100, has some really nasty stuff. I think he can be a great setup guy, possibly even six inning kind of guy. James Karinchak. Yeah, James Karinchak.
Yeah.
He was kind of like that guy last year. I haven't really seen a whole lot of him this year as well. Yeah, he's a psychopath.
Yeah.
But we'll probably get him on the podcast next week or something. But yeah, I think he'll be a good fit. And then even Matt Moore, a little veteran presence and great lefty at the bullpen. He's still throwing the ball.
I saw him pitch. I thought, because I remember he came up with the Rays. I swan you could tell him better, but I swan he didn't throw like 95, 96. Yeah. But I think he hit like 96 the other day.
Yeah, when he came up, he was actually hitting like 98, 99.
Sheesh, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
That
was like his first year. Yeah.
Right. Because I've always seen him, and too, I know it's two different worlds pitching as a starter and a closer or reliever, because you're giving 100% every pitch as a reliever. But I mean, he still got it, man. I kind of viewed him as like not a Cole Hamels, but kind of like a Cole Hamels who he's just kind of in the league still, but still got some life on that thing.
Definitely. And then Hunter Renfroe also, he went to the Reds. And speaking of the other guy that went to the Reds, wasn't the Angels, but was part of the Yankees, Harrison Bader. I don't know if you saw that interview with him after he found out the news, and he was going over to New York, or going over to Cincinnati, about to jump on the flight. He was interviewing with some of the New York people, and he was almost in tears, of how much it meant to him to play for the Yankees, because he grew up there, born and raised in New York, Yankee fan, all that kind of stuff, and it just kind of really broke his heart. And I just really like to see that, because obviously I've never been in those kinds of situations in the majors and stuff, and never having to go through a trade or a waiver or anything like that. But I can imagine growing up my whole life dreaming of playing for this one team, and here I am, feeling like I'm pretty much producing pretty well, but better than the rest of the team at least. And then that dream of kind of getting shattered, and you're kind of transferred over to another team. Now, I will have to say he looked dang good in a Reds uniform.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. I don't know
I can't wait to see his long hair again.
Yeah, I think it's just maybe putting on another red piece of armor and stuff from the Cardinals to the Reds now. Obviously, I don't know. It just kind of fits him better. It's always weird to see guys, that weren't with the Yankees or grew up with the Yankees, came out of their farm system and stuff, and then went to the Yankees, and like their whole complexion changes, their whole face obviously has to change. I don't know. It's just always so weird to see, especially like Johnny Damon. I mean, we see people like that.
I always go back to Brian McCann. Brian McCann was a good-looking dude, nice beard. And he sounds like a 6-year deal with the Yankees, and he looked god-awful.
Yeah.
For 6 years with the Yankees. No shave face. And because as you can tell, I don't shave every day. I can imagine waking up every day of my life and knowing I had to shave. Like that would be the worst.
Yeah. I mean,
and it's something small, but
at least they allow them to wear a mustache. I think that's pretty cool.
That Wells kid's got a nice one.
Yeah, he does. If they didn't go, if they had to go clean baby face, that would be even tougher. Yeah. But the fact that they can rock some stashes, more power.
I can live with it.
But yeah, but I think the Reds, I think Bader's going to fit in pretty well out there.
Uh-huh.
I feel like the Reds really didn't have like that strong center fielder. Defense first can also bop it out, especially with that small ballpark. I think he's going to play pretty well there. Same thing with
Yeah.
Renfro. Small ballpark. I think he's got a cannon in the outfield.
Right.
So
He's a much cheaper Will Myers, because remember they signed Will Myers and
yeah,
they DFA'd him.
yeah,
And but to Harrison Bader, he's one of my favorite players to watch play baseball, because you watch him on every pop fly. He turns his hips, gets behind it, perfect form, like he's about to throw. Like he does it repetitively,
Mhm.
and it's the small things, and we'll get into it later. But I'll be if I see Acuna do anything like that, So I love to see that stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I think that's a good segue into our next topic of the baby bombers, the new face.
Yeah.
They're kind of out with the old and with the new. I guess you can say maybe trying to Cashman's trying to save his butt and trying to pull up these guys last minute
100%.
to kind of see what their team's made of for the rest of the season for one, and then possibly towards the future. I mean, we saw uh,
Jason
what's
Dominguez.
his name, Austin Wells.
Also Wells, yeah.
Austin Wells getting the call up. Jason
Yep.
Dominguez, one of their top prospects, obviously getting the call up. Hopefully he does really good because he's going to make me a lot of money if he does from the baseball card industry.
Yeah.
Um,
Look good first at bat.
yeah. I mean, let's talk about that. So when I saw that at bat, one thing that came to my mind: Juan Soto in the playoffs taking Justin Verlander deep. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was just the setting, but my comparison to for Jason Dominguez is a more athletic Juan Soto. I don't know if it's the stance. Obviously, Jason Dominguez is going to be a switch hitter. Going to play center field mostly, probably, maybe a left field.
Yeah, he's a corner outfielder, but he can play center field.
Yeah, I think he can play center though. I think he can cut it there,
especially in New York.
Yeah,
Sorry,
but
you're in control.
No, you're fine. But yeah, I think the comp for me is definitely Juan Soto. I don't know if it's the stance. I don't know. I've heard in the past, he's had some swing and miss issues. So looking forward to seeing that. But I mean, it was a great first at bat, great first showing for him and the Baby Bombers this past weekend in Houston.
Yeah, and the Wells kid got a hit.
Yep.
But I will say, watching him behind the plate is a little rough.
Really? Is he another Gary?
No, see, when Gary came up, I still say he was a good catcher. Not great by no means.
Yeah.
But then, because he was, and I'm not to be the old hag, but he was an athlete. He was back there on two legs. He wasn't down on a knee. And this is why we need Chance on here, because he can talk about catching more. But like some people, like JT Realmuto, can be the best catcher in the league defensively on a knee, but he was also a all-state wrestler in high school. Like that dude's just an athlete. Let's be honest, Gary Chance is not a world class. I mean, in baseball he is, but he's not going to win an Olympic gold, or you know what I mean. Like he's not a world class athlete.
Yeah. He might have shot put.
Facts, jeez. But like, yeah, I don't, and I still blame it, especially all the stuff that. Real quick, before I forget it, going back to Harrison Bader, that's so professional. Because did you hear how he found out about
through
how he
ESPN or something, right?
Yeah, he found out through TV. That's just wrong.
Yeah,
that's a scumbag move by the Yankees. Typical. Especially for a guy who he bleeds pinstripes.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Austin Wells. I mean, he looked good. I mean, I don't think he's going to win any Gold Gloves. Dominguez, first at bat, and even throughout the game, he had good at bats. I don't know if he struck out or not, but the 3 at bats I saw, he didn't strike out.
Yeah,
and he hit the ball hard all 3 times.
Do you see superstar written all over him? First look. Does he pass the eye test? I guess.
I think I've been so. because for like especially through social media and stuff, like he's almost been forced on my throat. No pause. All these years, so like I guess I'm used to it, but too, and I forget that he's 21 or 22 years old or 20,
He's
whatever
young.
he is. Got lightning hands. I mean, stupid. Because I was the opposite field. Now it was Astros field, which is short left field,
Off the box,
but still, I just love seeing the lefty bat in the Yankees lineup. I can't wait to see him at home.
Yeah.
But that dude, I never realized how fast he was. Like, because
Yeah.
he's above average speed.
That's why I think he can fit well in center, possibly.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. And I'm not taking anything away from him. I'm just saying, like, I think as a center fielder, like instincts and stuff, I didn't really see much of that, but just pure athleticism.
Yeah.
Like I said, with Harrison Bader, works on his craft. I always go back to Michael Harris because I think he's the best defensive center fielder in the league right now. I know I'm biased, but I watch him every day. Now, don't get me started on him hitting right now because I'm about to lose my mind on him. He's about to get dropped in fantasy, but yeah, not going back to Yankees. I don't know. I don't like I said. I'm kind of jaded with him. I think I've seen him too much throughout the years, and I've heard about him too much, and I think he's gonna have a great career. I really do.
Yeah. Wish nothing but the best for him.
I just hope the Yankees won't lose every game. I hope he goes 4-4 every game, and the Yankees lose. Oh, and Aaron Judge. Love Aaron Judge.
Yeah. Honestly, that's for me. That's a love the guy, hit the team kind of thing.
Yep.
You know, I mean, when he was a free agent, I was begging him to go anywhere but the Yankees. Like I kept saying, the Yankees don't deserve him. The Yankees don't deserve him. Them fans, for them to boo him, they booed him last year when he just broke the record. Yeah. When
I'm going out right after that bat. I'm going out double birds, and I'm never come back. Away games, I'm not playing.
Yeah. Oh my god.
But Arson Judge, almost had him. Which I hate San Francisco too, but
yeah. Hey, much better than New York in my opinion. But, well, okay. I think that kind of leads us to the next topic. Obviously, and don't let me forget, at the end of this, we don't have it in our notes here, but we need to talk about the last week of fantasy.
Yeah, I was hoping we'd forget it. Yeah.
We are moving into playoffs next week, but we'll get into that a little bit later. But Braves and Dodgers. Obviously, we have Captain Cale with us right here, the number one Braves fan. We don't have the bias fan or the wishy-washy fan, I should say, with us today. So let's hear from a true Braves fan. What'd you think of this weekend?
Man, first of all, Max Fried. That dude shoved. I mean, he looked like prime. And I think he's a dude that he could have a down season, which, I mean, he's been hurt this whole year. But when it comes to playoffs, he's just going to, I mean, he's a killer. Yeah. And that's why. Huh?
He definitely rises above. He rises to the competition for sure.
Yep.
Love the moment.
And like that's why I always say, while he's on our team, I still say he's our ace.
Yeah. I agree.
So, but Charlie Morton looked decent today. We lost today, but Bryce Elder looked dang good. I was surprised about that. He's starting to figure it out again.
Yeah.
And the Spencer Strider pitch came on, right?
Yes, he did.
And he looked. I mean, I think he struck out 9,
5 or 6. Yeah. 5 or 6.
I know we got through 6. I think he. That's right, because he gave up those 2 home runs to Mookie Betts.
Yep.
Those were
no. He gave up only 1 to Mookie Betts.
Okay.
Yeah, the other one was a reliever from y'all.
And that was bullcrap because Acuna won. You texted. I don't think Mookie meant to swing at that ball, and I swan he didn't.
No.
And
he meant to foul it off, I think.
Like it was a check swing that he was like, oh well.
Yeah.
But the main thing for me, and I know I can't stand Acuna. I watch him every day.
Really?
And
you can't?
I can't.
I never guessed.
This guy has all the talent. He's the most talented player in the world. I don't care. You can say whatever you want about Shohei Ohtani pitching and stuff. Acuna has a cannon. If you teach him how to throw a freaking slider, he's going to be a pitcher too.
I think Acuna might be the most God-given talent.
Exactly.
Let's say that because I think Otani really had to work on his craft,
Yeah.
especially that culture over in Japan. I feel like they really embedded a
Oh
lot of
yeah.
strength,
Good
conditioning,
stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
good stuff. But I get what you're saying. I think Acuna is definitely. I mean, he's head and shoulders above Tatis.
Oh,
And people
100%.
say that Tatis is like the most gifted player. No,
Yeah, no.
Tatis isn't even in the discussion.
And the crate because I've two things. Like I'll never understand how he hits right now because he doesn't really bring his hands back. They just kind of stay here, and he just goes. That's crazy to me. But what really ticks me off about it is, like I said, I've watched, if not every game, 150 games since I was 12 years old. I mean, I've watched before that. I was like kind of into it, but since I was about 12 years old, middle school, I've loved the Braves.
Yeah.
And when he came up in 2018, there was a story that came out because they say his dad was even better at baseball, but he was I don't know how to say it, like he was very cocky, very self-centered. Um,
Well, I guess
and
the
he did
apple didn't fall too far from the
well,
tree.
and he said his dad came out and said, "I made sure my son would never be like me," which, I mean, literally, like I almost got like I got emotional about it because that's just awesome. Like you want your best for your kids and stuff like that, but here we are. And when he came up, he'd hit the balls and they'd hit the top of the fence and it'd be a single and stuff. When you're younger, I can kind of go with it. But what I loved about it, and I'm going back to it, was Snit benched him. Freddie Freeman, a leader, said, "Listen, that's not the Braves way. We don't do that ish around here." You
Right.
know. Now, fast forward, last night, the pitcher bobbles it twice, and he's just standing there, not even first base, and he gets thrown out. And nobody says a thing. He goes back and plays the game. Nobody talks to him because he's a superstar. I don't care who you are. Like this, and again, I know I'm biased, but the Braves have a freaking culture. Like Andrew Jones, Chipper Jones, going all the way back to oh my God, Dale Murphy, Hank
Yeah.
Aaron. Like we've had the best players in the league, arguably throughout the years. I mean, I'm not saying all of them, but we've had elite players
Yeah.
for years, and they all play the game about the same way. Did the right things, ran the bases hard, stuff like that. And it just blows my mind that we just let him do whatever he wants to. Granted, he did hit a grand slam, and he did hit one of the hardest balls I've ever seen in my life. Yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
but like I said, I don't care if he bats 1,000 for the rest of his career. I'm done. But on the series, I was really proud of the first game. Jimenez and Minter both gave up home runs, but they were throwing strikes, and for them to, that's all I need from them. Because they got nasty stuff. Minter came back the next day, shoved. Jimenez came back the next day, shoved. Um, it's gonna happen, but we still won the game. Our starting pitching stepped up. I think all of our pitchers went, other than Charlie Morton. I think he went 5 today. All of our
Which
guys
is
went
so solid, though.
right.
That's all
I mean,
you really
that's
need from them.
exactly, especially with our bullpen. We've got a good, solid bullpen. And we still only lost 3-1. I mean, it's not like they killed us.
Mm-hmm.
And that lineup is deep. We kept Freddie Freeman at bay, sadly, from our fantasy team. Mookie Betts, was Mookie Betts, but as much as I hate to say it, Acuna was the star of
Yeah.
the
Serious.
series, but Arcia is the one who hit that 3-run home run to put us in the league. Neither here nor there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think the Braves put a stamp on, hey, we're the big dogs this year.
Yeah.
Um,
And speaking of the big dogs, and I have a list up right here from Bleacher Report, uh, naming off like the 10 best lineups in history. Now there's word around town, obviously, saying that the Braves are the best team that we've ever seen in the history of baseball, arguably. From I don't know if I'd go that far, but I think that lineup is arguably a top 5 all time ever.
Mm-hmm.
What's your take on that? And I even have the 2003 Atlanta Braves lineup here that I want to read off to you, and you tell me which one do you take?
Okay.
You got leading off shortstop Rafael Furcal,
Love this one. I recall.
second base Marcus
Marcus
Giles,
Giles.
right batting third, right field Gary Sheffield,
Yep.
Chipper Jones in left,
Left field. Yep. Because we had DeRosa at third, right?
Vinny Castilla
Castilla.
batting ninth. Then you had Andrew Jones center, Javi Lopez catching, Robert Fick first base, and Vinny Castilla in third. Now they had one, two, three. They had four guys batting 300 plus, including Gary Sheffield, which is kind of impressive to see. But and then they also had four guys over 100 RBIs, with three guys with 30 plus home runs in that lineup. Now I believe y'all's first 4 to 5 batters
Mm-hmm.
is over 25.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
think,
Because
right now.
Ozzy got 28. Acuna's got 32, 31. Mouse got 43. And Austin Riley has like 29, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're all over 25, and we're all going, I think Marco Harris is the lowest. He's got 13 right now, but I think he's gonna. I think he's gonna get to 20. I think we're all gonna. I think everybody on our lineup is gonna get 20 home runs.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I take our lineup.
Yeah.
In today's game, over that team, which I don't think that's our best team.
No.
I think.
Yeah. After I was reading that list,
2005.
yeah, that was 03.
I think 2005 we had oh gosh, Adam LaRoche at first base, Chipper in third base,
Mm-hmm.
oh gosh, what was his name? Matt Giles in left, which I don't care if he played, would have loved somebody else, but Andrew and so on and so forth. But
here's a lineup that obviously is probably more suited for our age group and stuff that we really, I mean, I'm sure you know the 2003 Braves as well,
Yep.
but the 2010 New York Yankees in comparison, they had Derek Jeter, Nick Swisher, Mark Teixeira, A-Rod, Robbie Cano, Jorge Posada, Curtis Granderson, and Brett Gardner. Now, on that team, they only had one guy hitting over 300, which was Robbie Cano. So not even Jeter, which I believe Jeter got injured that year, though. They had two guys with 30-plus home runs with A-Rod and Teixeira, both with 33 and 30, and then only three guys with over 100 RBIs. So,
yeah, I'll be honest with you. I think this is the best lineup of all time.
Yeah.
Because Michael Harris, granted, he had a terrible first 2 months.
Yeah.
But I still believe in him. He's to be in the 9 hole. He might be the best 9 hitter of all time.
Yeah.
And he hasn't even found out who he is yet, because he hits over 110. I'd say 3 to 4. I actually know 5 to 6 times a week he hits over 110. But they are right, like either right at the pitcher. Like, I mean, he's the most unlucky player in the league.
Yeah.
If he figures out, like, dude, I'm an animal. He can hit you 35 bombs, and play ungodly center field, and he's fast. He still bases. He just hasn't figured out who he is yet.
Yeah.
I don't think, and the injury really killed him this year.
Yeah. Well, you think that's your NLCS? You think that's the NLCS that we'll see this year?
I think it's gonna be.
Braves, Phillies?
Yeah.
Really?
Is that even a? See, I never know the
bracket.
Yeah. It's like they could.
Because I get confused with this new format these days of which wild card has to play each other, and then
there's like 8 teams in each division. It feels like.
Which I love it, but
I did too. Yeah.
Let's see. I said MLB playoff bracky. I meant to say bracket.
Bracky wacky.
Let's see.
This is why we need a tech guy. We need a Jamie, like Joe Rogan.
Yeah, we did.
Jamie,
So
pull this up.
so I I would say the Braves are going to be the NL number one, right?
Yeah.
So then they would play the winner of the two higher seeded wild card teams. So as of right now, that is your that means this is the Phillies for one.
Yeah.
I'm almost positive. And there is a 4-team tie for the last place of,
Right.
of the wild card,
So
or a 3-team tie, I should say. So, okay, as of right now, y'all would play the winner of the Phillies and the Cubs,
Yeah. So that's what I mean.
and the Phillies are hot.
There's Trey Turner. He scored 100 points this week.
Yeah.
100 effing points. But yeah, they're crushing the ball. Kyle Schwarber's crushing it now. I'm gonna take my boys, because I think Max Fried's gonna be hot. I think Spencer Strider's gonna pitch well, and I think we could do something. I just think we got the bullpen, because I don't know too much about the Phillies bullpen. They've gotten rid of so many guys.
They have names, but I feel like they don't produce. Like Gregory Soto, I think was a big sign this offseason. I think we were talking about it. He just hasn't produced. Jose Alvarado is a great guy, but he's like so wishy-washy back there.
Yep.
Craig Kimbrell is kind of having a resurgence this year, so he hasn't
fallen
been too
off.
bad. Oh, he has lately?
Yeah. Oh, he felt, because I had to drop him.
So, I mean, and I feel like that's always kind of been the Phillies' Achilles heel for the past – for a while now, except for their two World Series runs back in 2008 when they had Brad Lidge, obviously was out those games against the Rays. And then 2009 when they played the Yankees, they lost that series. But still, I feel like their starters have always kind of been there. It's just the back of that bullpen and just kind of that bridge over to their closer has just not really been there. So
I think I'll take our bullpen.
Mm-hmm.
Over them, and so I'll take us, and I don't see the Dodgers. I mean, I think it's got to be the NLCS, which who knows, because it was supposed to be us last year, and we lost in the first round we played. So I hope it's us, because I don't see an AL team. Honestly, I think whoever wins the NLCS, I think the NL is winning the World Series this year.
Really?
I don't see the AL. I don't see anybody in the AL.
Yeah, because they'll just beat up on each other.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, we're talking about the Braves, Phillies, Marlins are in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The trash.
No. Okay. Seriously, though.
You've got Boston and New York in your division. Okay. And listen, the Nationals are like 4 games under 500 this year.
They are. Okay, 4 games is stretch. They're well under. They're 14 games under 500.
Wait a second. I just looked it up.
Yeah. So
add
a 10 to
talking.
that. Add a 10 to that, and I think you're good. But anyways, getting back to the Phillies, I think that's a good segue into the next topic. Obviously, talk about their mashing and stuff. One of the biggest mashers that they have on their team these days is Bryce Harper. Obviously, he swatted his 500th home run this weekend, or this past week, I should say, which was an absolute tater shot, hanging breaking ball, deposited it into right field seats at home. That ballpark went nuts. I mean, that place is ridiculous for sure.
I've always hated Philadelphia. Eagles fans, Flyers fans, I've hated Philadelphia. But when they when they stand and clap, stand ovation, Trey Turner, that they kind of won me back, which they've never had.
I've always had a great time with Phillies fans. I mean, I remember I've been to a few Lightning games, and I mean, I remember this one time in college, the Lightning, they have a student kind of giveaway, free tickets for standing room only. So when I was in college or even in high school, I'd kind of sometimes go to them. And I went by myself one time, and I mean I became best friends with Flyers fans. I mean they were getting their butts whipped about 7-0, but hey,
Yeah, they
man,
don't care.
they did not care. We were just throwing drinks back, and just having a great time. But
Yeah, I kind of threw them in there. They didn't. The Flyers fans didn't deserve it. I'm mainly talking about the
yeah,
Eagles fans because I'm a Redskins or Commanders, whatever you want to call them, fan too. And too, when they ate horse crap when they won that Super Bowl, they lost my respect forever. And they freaking pelted Santa with snowballs.
yeah, fly Eagles fly, baby. But,
But yeah,
but yeah,
not
so Bryce
they're
Harper.
stupid hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bryce Harper.
What's your take on Harper?
You hate him.
I do.
Ever
Okay,
since
hate is a strong word now. Now, I think I hate him because Thomas.
hate's a strong word. I think I hate him.
I hate him because somebody else on this podcast loves him and
Yeah,
says
I'll
that
get
he's
that.
better than Mike Trout. There's
Oh yeah.
no way I can ever say that.
Well, that's Thomas. He can't even pick a team.
So yeah, don't really hate the guy anymore. Now, I hated him because coming up, obviously his young years in Washington. I mean, he was bad,
Yeah,
as in a tool. Yes,
Yeah.
he was a great player. So I'm not saying that he was bad athletically or anything like that.
Right.
He was just a tool.
Oh, I hate when he was with Nationals. I hate his guts.
Yeah, just man, I don't know. He was just those kinds of guys that you just see, you just want to really sucker punch him. He was one of them.
So I don't want to sucker punch him. I want to say, hey, I'm punching your face, and there's nothing you do about it. But yeah,
Same thing.
He'd probably beat me up, but neither here nor there.
But I mean, I think the greatest highlight I've ever seen of Bryce Harper is him getting pinned up in the dugout by Jonathan Papelbon.
I hate that. See, I couldn't stand Jonathan Papelbon for that.
I loved it just because I hated Harper at that time. But Harper has really, I feel like, matured, grown up. And honestly, in his interviews recently, he's really kind of shown more of a softer side of him.
Yep. And he's got a kid now, which I think helps every man.
Yeah. I mean, he's becoming more respectful. Yeah. He still doesn't have my vote over Mike Trout. I never will.
Oh, no.
But I can respect the guy. I respect what he's doing for the city of Philadelphia and that team and that fan base. I know that they truly love him over there.
He embodies Philadelphia.
Yeah, he does. And when I think of Bryce Harper, I don't know if it's just because we've seen him in Philly for like past few years and stuff, and that's just kind of the first thing you think of. But when I think of Harper, I think of a Philadelphia Philly.
Yep.
I don't really know why, like the whole Nationals, Washington, that kind of person doesn't come out anymore, because I mean he was great with them, won MVPs with them. Obviously he's won an MVP with Philly too now. But when I think of Bryce Harper, I really think that I think of a Philadelphia Philly.
Yeah.
But
because he's got the fanatic, everything, the headbands, which I don't love the headbands, but there.
I mean, it's Harper.
But he's just like, I think he's just for him to come to first base is huge. He's like, hey, where do you need me to play?
Yeah,
I'll play it. I'll try. And he's just, and I always go back because I couldn't stand with Washington, but to hear Mark DeRosa talk about him is hilarious.
Yeah.
Because he loved him, but he loves cocky guys. I think, for honest, Mark DeRosa is a cocky guy at times. And not cocky, confident. We'll say confident. I loved Mark DeRosa.
Very confident. I mean, how can you not be when you look at that, though?
Facts. I mean, he played quarterback for UPenn. So he's got it all.
Yeah.
Worse for Lawrence Shahadi. But no, I do think he's changed. And to sign his press conference when he signed the 13-year deal was really cool for me, because he said, I don't want to sign like a 2-year deal and get all the money. He said, I want a place where I can build and I can win. And I respected that.
Yeah. Just like Chris Bryant.
Yeah, well. But no, I'll be honest with you, I didn't know he hit 500. I for some reason, I thought he hit 300.
Gosh, I hope it's 500.
I'm almost positive he hit 300.
Don't tell me it's 300.
I'm almost positive.
If it's 300, then this
Yeah,
podcast.
I'll say we're scrapping this whole thing. Dang it! I can't find his stats.
Gosh, it's 300.
I was about to say, I knew it. When you said 500, I was like, I'm an idiot, you know?
Dude,
This is going
no
so
wonder
well.
I was playing the
My
show
headphone just
today.
popped out.
Oh my gosh. I was playing the show today.
This dude's beating Barry Bonds by 400 home runs. He's going to be the greatest player of all time.
Dude, I was playing the show today, and and I was playing with Sammy Sosa and like home run derby, and it said Sammy Sosa had like 609 home runs. I was like, oh my gosh, Harper's on his tail. I don't know why I thought 500, dude. Maybe I think I don't know, man. I'm sorry, listeners. Well, after this, we don't even have a listener, probably. Sorry, Mom. 300.
Sorry, Milo. 300 is still dang good.
Yeah, 300 is dang good, but he still got 200 more to go.
When he said 500, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to pay attention. He's got 250 home runs this year.
Man, it's been a tough weekend for sure.
Oh man, but no, it's a huge accomplishment. Still, so.
What, 500 or 300?
Yeah. Dude, okay, here we go. Let's life into lemonade. Lemons.
Does
and
he get to 500?
Yeah, there you go. Does it get to 500?
That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, exactly.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah. So okay, do you think he gets 500?
What is he? He's in his 30.
He's at 300. Yeah.
No, I'm saying, wait, how old is he? He's in his 30.
He's 31, I think.
31, really? I say yes because there's a DH now in the NL.
Yeah.
I think he clips his 500.
Oh no, he's 30.
Yeah,
I think he does too. Yeah.
Wow. Dang.
I think he came up when he was 19.
Yeah, thinking that he's on the downside of his career.
Yeah, no, he's getting into it.
Still in his prime, honestly.
And I think
prime is 27 to 32.
I agree. I used to say 28 to 32, but
20?
No, 28.
Oh, 28 32.
Yeah, no, from 15 to 47. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still in my prime for years. But no, I think he because here, let me pull up the top 10 because I don't want to have another debacle.
Yeah, man, we've gone through Barry Sanders to 500 home runs.
I was going to say I think he'll be a top 10 home run hitter in the history. MLB. Okay, so 10 has 586. Okay. I think, of course, it all comes down to health. I think he can play till at least 37, 38. Like I said, with the DH. And
now that he can play first base too.
Right. I think he'd be a top 10 home run hitter
of all time.
Wow. I think I don't think, and it's crazy. I don't think he's really found his true power yet, like of his power swing.
Wow.
Because I'll never forget. I think it was 2015 that season where he got one MVP with Nationals. Like when I tell you, I hated him. I swear he hit 4 home runs against the Braves every series he played us. He wore that stupid one glove. I don't know why I hate that so much, but I do. Just like
he had the money for it. Yeah.
Exactly. Like my grandpa always said, crap or get off the pot. Like either go be a man and don't wear gloves, or wear gloves. Yeah, I'll hot take. He's going to be top 10.
I like it. I like that take. I can probably get behind that potentially.
Yeah. Phillies are hot, man.
Yeah. Speaking of,
I think he's a big part of that as well.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think there's teams that have that go guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or some people call them the glue guy, but I call
Yeah.
them a go guy because
Yeah.
with them the team
I
goes.
said the
I
heart
like
of the
Julio
team.
Rodriguez. Yeah, heart of the team exactly. Julio Rodriguez,
Mm-hmm.
Bryce Harper. I want to say Mike Trout, but I mean that team never goes.
Yeah.
Um,
Aaron
but
Judge.
Aaron Judge, exactly.
Yeah.
Team just
I'm not
really
gonna. I'm
can't.
not gonna say the name that shall not be named.
Acuna,
No, never.
never. No, Freddie Freeman.
There you go.
Who would you say, Freddie Freeman or Mookie Betts for the Dodgers?
Only because of him being leadoff. I'm putting Mookie because the leadoff.
Yeah.
It's just huge. Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, speaking of hot teams, we also got the Orioles on the other side of the AL. The Rays they come up a game and a half, then they lose a couple games. So I think their lead is back now to 2.5 to 3.5 games now ahead of the Rays. The Orioles, they just continuously finding a way to win games. They play really good, fundamentally sound baseball. They get some great pitchers out there that throw great quality starts. They have just enough hitting, if not more. I feel like the ballpark now with the left field fence pushed back really helps them. I think that makes a big difference, especially from the pitching side of things for them. And yeah, I mean that's a team that I like the Orioles. I do. It's not a team that I would want to face in the playoffs. That's for sure.
No.
I think that especially in Camden Yards too is a tough place to play. If the Rays don't win, if the Rays don't win, I might have to go with the good old O's this year. So
yeah, that's me. I don't see because Texas is plummeting.
Yeah, they had a huge walk off win today though. I meant to bring that up.
Garcia,
the Adolis Garcia walk off.
4Ks got the golden sombrero.
Does that spark something?
I think. It's got to, right?
Yeah.
Especially because I always talk about managers. Oh, that's another thing. I want to go back to something because now it's just me and you. I'm coming for you. But like Bruce Bochy, I think he's a big reason why they're winning, man.
Yeah.
You can say the signings and all that crap, but who they signed this year that they didn't have last year? You can say DeGrom, but he hadn't been there.
Yeah.
So like.
Eovaldi, but again, he's been in.
Right.
Yeah. Andrew Heaney, who throws BP.
Yeah. He either strikes you out or he gives you a home run.
He's a great BP coach for sure.
Yeah. I would love to hit him. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Text Rangers. That's another thing. I'm gonna get Thomas to edit. I'm gonna record on here my story of how I got a workout for the Texas Rangers. I'm gonna put it out to the fans.
Okay.
So they believe me. Roger Coryell, he passed away, sadly, but he's the one who recruited me.
What a coincidence.
Yeah, I killed him. He's like, this guy sucks at baseball. My career's over.
So, what were you gonna say about the Rangers or something? Or?
I just like the Mariners are. They're hot right now, but the only thing they have going for them is the only thing. Their rotation's nasty. So that's and the Astros. The Verlander bringing him back was huge, but I don't know. I think the Orioles. I think they pull it out. I think it's between them and the Astros.
Dang, no love for the Rays.
No chance. Never.
Why?
I can't get behind Kevin Cash, and yes, I know he got ejected the other day, but one time a year is key.
Yeah, at least he benches superstars that want to act like babies.
Yeah, I'll give him that. That wasn't his. That was AI that did that. He put into Chat GPT, but
bench.
Yeah.
How'd you bench a superstar?
Magic 8-ball. Yeah. But no, I just don't like. Their only signing was Savali. As far as pitching wise, And other than Glass now, who I'll still say can't give you more than 5-6 innings. You're lucky if you get 6 innings from him. Not saying he can't,
Yeah.
but he doesn't get the opportunity.
Well, that's because of the team.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. I'll never get behind that mentality.
Yeah. It's tough. It's tough to watch for sure. It's like watching a science experiment every game.
Yep.
But
and after watching y'all look at Cleveland last year, I'll never root for you again.
well, we almost got swept again by them. We lost the series 2 out of 3. I don't know what it is, but Cleveland's our kryptonite
Got your
for
number.
sure. They do. So yeah, Orioles.
Fantasy.
It's kind of what we just talked about. One thing I do kind of want to throw in. What were you saying?
No, you finished because I remembered. I'm not letting you off the hook.
I saw a post this past week. It was talking about like the top 5 or top 10 most overrated players in the league right now. I was just curious, especially since it's just me and you. Who's your top 5 or top 10 most overrated players right now?
Okay. I want to say Acuna's so bad, but I as much as I can't stand him, I can't bring myself to do that. Tatis Jr.
Yeah.
I'm going through the teams. This will take me a while. Hold on.
Well, maybe we need to
only because, and I hate to do this, but like I think Rafael Devers is up there for me.
Really?
Because of his defense, man. That dude can't catch a cold. I mean, shoot. It couldn't got any worse. Carlos Correa. I know he doesn't get talked about enough, but I mean, he's by far the most overrated player in the history of baseball. I'm just going AL for right now. Actually, no, I'm not. All right, let's go to NL. So that's 3.
Yeah, 5 to 10, I guess.
Okay. So
don't forget about pitchers either.
I know that's what I was trying to think, because I know you want to say Strider, but I don't think he's overhyped. Honest to goodness, if I'm honest, I can see where you're coming from, but I disagree
because I don't think he's an ace. I'm sorry, and people treat him as an ace. Like every announcer, everybody says that he could lead any team as an ace. To me, he's not. Sorry.
No, I agree. Julio Urias.
I agree with that.
For the Dodgers. I'm going to go with another Padre.
Juan Soto, Xander Bogaerts, Manny Machado.
See, Juan Soto, and the reason I want to bring him another pitcher, because have you seen like Dan Plesac's and like all these like top 25? Those are just blasphemous. I mean, I love Dan Plesac, but
respect is starting to go down.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I think he's losing it. I think the drugs in the 70s just got to him. I want to say Arenado. I want to say Arenado, but I can't because like he's still a dang good player. I'm just talking about because listen, when your team is 59-78, like, and you've got Paul Goldschmidt,
then you'd have to say Trout's overrated though. If you're going to go down that path.
And that's why I'm not saying it.
I know you don't want to say Trout's overrated.
No chance. Never. Yeah, I can't really think of another pitcher. I think Blake Snell's he's getting a lot of love this year.
Yeah. Just one of those years.
Right, and that's the thing for me. That's why I want to say he's overhyped because they put him like the top 7 pitchers.
Yeah, but he put him at 2, actually.
He put Blake Snell at 2.
Yeah.
So, Blake Snell then.
Yeah. Now, because I think a very overrated pitcher is Garrett Cole.
See, I can't. What's his record this year? Because I feel like he's a legit guy who.
He is,
for the New York Yankees, who is bleep this out, show this year. He is 12-4. You're telling me that's not a guy who's like, hey, this is a win day for us.
Okay, yes, he is. But for people, and the reason why I say these players are overrated is because I listen to a lot of what analysts and fans have to
You
say.
listen to the nerds.
And yes, and they say he's the number one pitcher in baseball. He's been the number one pitcher
You
in
listen to
baseball.
Brian Kenny a lot.
Huh?
You listen to Brian Kenny a lot.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
And I can't stand that man.
Yeah, me either.
But
he's gotten better than when he first came up, but that's not saying much. Barely.
But I just can't stand when people say he's the number one pitcher in baseball and stuff when he's not. I'm sorry. And to me, that's why they're overrated. Just like Tatis. Okay. They say Tatis is like a top 3, top 5 player in the league and stuff.
Zero chance.
He's a good player. He is. Yeah,
he's player. Above average right now.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that he is a top 5 player. No. And that's my reasoning for saying those guys are number one. Because in my eyes, I'd still say Jacob deGrom's one, Scherzer's there, Clayton Kershaw's there. I would take all of them. I'd take all of them over Garrett Cole.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying they're overrated.
No. Okay. Those are like my number one. Jacob deGrom, best pitcher in the league if healthy, and this is again all with healthy. Right. I think Tyler Glasnow is better than Garrett Cole.
I can't get behind that. Garrett Cole is giving you a complete game. Glasnow, I don't think he's ever pitched in the 7th inning.
I think Tyler Glasnow and Spencer Strider are right there at each other. That's who I compare.
I can give you that.
Yeah.
But I think where there's a difference is Strider is working on trying to like the other day against Dodgers. He was begging to come back into that 7th inning.
Yeah.
He was begging. And he's gotten to where, because John Smoltz said it best. He said it's beneficial for you to not strike out guys early, because later on in the game, that's when you can strike them out.
Yeah. Glasnow is full effort from pitch 1.
He's a glorified long reliever, in my opinion.
He is. I will say that. I think you're 100% correct on that. But I think at the same time, he knows his body. And I think
I know mine too.
Certain pitchers, what'd you say?
I said, I know mine too. I can't do anything.
And he just knows, in order for me to get the best out of myself, this is what needs to happen. This is the type of player I am. This is the type of pitcher I am. And he's known to have injuries. So I think he just knows, hey, I got to go out there and give him 5 to 6 all or nothing innings.
So he's like Randy. He's a me guy.
Oh, great! Here we go.
Oh, here we go. Now I'm seeing a routine. Okay. No, now we're here because it's just me and you. I haven't got. I genuinely don't get genuinely mad to where I start sweating. But this, I was talking about, and I wasn't even trying to brag. I was just saying I watch the Braves every day, and our coaching staff, I think, is the best in the league. And Casey goes, my 4-year-old niece, or whoever you said, cousin, could coach that team.
I don't even have a niece. I don't even have a brother or sister.
And the fact that you think that coaching has so little to do with our success is just blasphemous.
In the majors, it does. I'm sorry, it does.
That's crazy because, like I said, look at the Yankees. Now, granted,
Yankees don't have a roster. I'm sorry.
Look at the Yankees. Look at the Astros this year. Astros have failed. Look at.
You think Dusty's trash?
No, but I'm saying I think Abreu really screwed him. Because he just forgot how to hit. But I think now knowing more, because he just got the IL and he looks like he's back. When I say back, he can hit a fastball now.
Yeah.
So I think he's been kind of hurt. Maybe. But it had to be something. But Andy Jordan was out most of the year. I'm just saying, Braves continually, Arcia having career years this year. Kevin Pillar having a great year. And you said, oh, he was good for the Blue Jays. He hadn't played for the Blue Jays since like 2018. It's been 5 years. And he got DFA'd by the freaking Rockies. And we picked him up, and he's having a good year. Eddie Rosario was a very good
but
player.
Players around
Marcelo Zuna.
Players around other players.
Charlie Morton.
Come out. Okay, Charlie Morton was great with the Rays.
Yeah.
He was great with the Pirates. Great. He won the World Series Game 7 with the Astros.
But then I'm just saying, like,
he wasn't great with the Pirates.
He's 41 years old. He's like 41 years old. He's 39. Sorry, Charlie. Travis Arnaud was good with the Rays. Yeah, now he's like one of the best catchers in the league. No.
We revived that man.
You should have taught the man how to throw to second base, but we won't go there.
Yeah.
Sean Murphy's having a better year. Matt Olson's having a better year. Like, everybody, we raise the level. Are they good players? Of course they're good players because they're in the flipping MLB. But when you got Ryan Washington, Eric Young Jr.'s he's a great, like, yes, the rules changed this year, but we're one of the best base stealing teams in the league. One of the best defensive teams in the league. We went from second to last in strikeouts to now we're top 7 in strikeouts. As far as, like, we struck out a lot and now we don't strike out much. Our coach staff is one of the best in the league. With our catchers are some of the best defenders in the league. Sean Murphy, Darno. And are they great players? Yes. But Sean Murphy was a good defender. Darno was a good defender. Now they're great defenders. Our pitching staff.
You can't be a great defender if you can't throw anybody out.
Let me talk about Sean Murphy. Yeah, I love Travis Arnaud with all my heart and soul. I hope he plays till he's 45. But golly, the guy can't throw to second base.
I miss having a reliable catcher.
Yeah,
the Rays have never had one except for Leonard Navarro. Mike Zunino, he was a good one for a year when he hit all those home runs, and he's always been a pretty good defensive catcher, but catching has always been a Rays downside in every single year.
Who was y'all's catcher back in the day?
Leonard Navarro.
Okay. It was him?
Back in the
he's old.
World Series days. And then we had Molina. We had Benji.
Yeah, you did. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, we had Benji Molina for a little bit. Yeah. So. And then we had John Jaso. You remember John Jaso?
I remember John Jaso.
Yeah.
I thought he played first base.
Not when he had the dreads. Not when he had the dreads, but he went to Pittsburgh and he got them dreads.
Yeah, he did. Freaking animal.
Got him from the catcher.
I'll stand by my statement to the day I die. We've got one of the best coaching staffs in the league by far.
Yeah, but my side of things is when you get to that level, and it kind of ties in with steroids. And that's a topic that we'll get into.
We don't need steroids. We've got coaching.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is coaching in the majors is kind of pointless because when you get to that point, especially in baseball, because what does a manager do? They write the lineup and they go and manage the bullpen, and that is it. That's it for a managing standpoint.
Managing bullpen is one of the hardest things to do in baseball.
It is, but when that's your one task, there's nothing else. Like when it comes to football, a head coach of football or offensive coordinator, they have to call the plays.
So help me God, if you say a head coach is harder, I'll lose my mind. Now, I'll give you, I know you don't care about it, but soccer might be either the hardest or easiest. I don't know yet. But
I could give two craps about soccer.
I know, but you're not cultured like I am.
Anyways, but yeah, all I'm saying is when you get to the MLB, coaching staffs don't really mean as much because those guys are the top of the top players. And when you have the top of the top players on the same exact team, a head coach could literally just sit in his chair, write up the same single lineup every single day. And what do you get? The Braves. That's it. That's it.
Okay, we won't even talk about. Let's talk about development then.
That's in the minors. That's in the minors.
I know, but I'm just saying. And we choose like
you're developing guys.
We haven't had a top 20 pick in 5 years, and we've had some of the best draft classes.
Yeah, because of the guys in the minors. You might have the best guys in the minors. And so do the Rays though, because the Rays.
My land! I cannot believe I haven't brought this up before. Great example: the freaking Tampa Bay Rays. Y'all's Durham team is one of the best teams in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And what do? Y'all just average. Every single person is just average when they get to the Tampa Bay Rays.
That is the most blasphemous thing I've ever heard about.
The only reason y'all are good is because y'all stadium. I'll stand by to the dead eye.
No, we're done. We're done for the night.
You are. Yeah, good. I beat James, by the way.
Anyways, well, fantasy baseball wise, this week was the last week of our regular season. Playoff matchups are set as of today. Looks like I am hanging on to the 3 seed. For somehow James's team decides to come out of nowhere and beat me this week, so he sticks in the 1 seed. Thomas is in the 2 seed. I'm the 3 seed. Cale loses to Chance, but he still retains the 4 seed. Chance is a 5 seed, and the Ghost is a 6 seed, obviously. So what that leaves us with
Thanks,
is
Ron Acuna.
I will play the 6 seed, the Ghost, so basically get a bye. Cale, you have a rematch with this same week that you had this week with Chance. So really looking forward to that. I think this week was a really good depiction of maybe how this playoffs will go. It seems like a lot of guys, they scored right there at the same amount of points. So really looking forward to this playoff. And yeah, so
Trey Turner scored 100 points.
What?
Trey Turner scored 100 points. How's that even possible?
Yeah, hot at the right time. But anyways, well,
yeah. Thomas,
thank you all for listening.
Thomas is going down. He's trash.
I mean, he only used 1 pickup this week, and he scored almost as many points as you.
Almost. I picked up John Gray. The only reason I picked up people was because I picked up John Gray and freaking Zach Littell. I just needed points. I got desperate.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have a starting pitcher Friday, Saturday, or Sunday.
Yeah. Me and you can't get lucky like James
Now,
does.
next week, I've got 5 guys going Monday. So, suck it, Chance.
There we go. Well, looking forward to it. But thank you, listeners, for tuning in this week.
Dealing with us.
Yeah, dealing with it. Just me and Cale holding down the fort. Hopefully the usual guys, Thomas and James, will be with us next week. I might not be available, so I might not be here, but we'll be here. Sunday League Podcast will still drop this coming Monday, tomorrow, and then also next Monday. So you can find us on Spotify, Apple Pod, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Go like, comment, subscribe, follow us, comment on pictures, posts, send donations, send whatever you want, Let us know how we're doing. Let us know if you like the content. If you don't, what you would like to see changed, what you'd like to see us continue. Anything else, Cale?
Real quick, Jackson Holly just got promoted to AAA.
Well, number 1 topic next week is getting the call up to the majors. So tune in next week so you can hear that.
Continue.
Love you guys.
Love you. Bye.
Peace out.